Introducing our metal ceramic coating.
Hi, I'm Ivan.
I'm Nick.
And this is DIY Detail. Today we're going to be installing this metal ceramic coating on this polished aluminum wheel here, and we'll also be getting it on a chrome wheel. But before we even talk about the coating, I'm going to start applying it because it has a long sitting time. So while we're doing that, we can talk to you about it.
Now, people may not know, as you begin to apply this coating, when would I even think to use a metal ceramic coating? And that's a question that I think is worth answering.
On anything that is raw metal, so not coated metal, not clear coated, not painted, raw basic metal. So this wheel is just a big piece of aluminum, and that's all it is. There's no clear coat, there's nothing else on it. And when it's chrome, same thing. Now you have to make sure that they're actual metal chrome wheels and not a plastic chrome cover. Now this coating also has a lot of other applications. You can use it in your home if you have stainless steel appliances or stainless steel accents in your home, then by all means you can use this. If you have polished aluminum anywhere, you can use this. And so we've spread it on this wheel, making sure we got it everywhere. And we're actually going to let it crosslink for about 5 minutes. It goes on very easily, and you have to make sure that your piece of metal is properly prepared. And properly prepared means, first of all, we polished it with a metal polish of your choice, and then prepped it with our panel prep. And that's a very important step. A lot of metal polishes have very, very aggressive oils in them that stick around. So using the panel prep makes it so that we have a surface that's a lot easier to coat. And you'll notice I picked up a bit of aluminum on here. So when you're polishing aluminum, if you've never polished aluminum before, get ready, you're gonna get dirty. We polish these wheels, we clean them with the panel prep, and we're still getting a bit of black coming off. And that's normal with aluminum, so don't worry about it. That's, again, 100% normal. Now, I'm gonna take a low nap towel, and we'll see where we're at. Okay, so it's still very liquidy. I'm just gonna let it sit there a little longer.
Now, the minute you're done polishing aluminum, it starts to oxidize.
Right.
So I think it's a different concept for a lot of people who may not be comfortable or familiar with this substrate.
Right. So aluminum, literally, it's going to oxidize whether you have the coating on it or not. So the coating is not going to stop it from oxidizing, but it's going to slow that oxidization down dramatically. And while we're waiting for this setup, let's roll that way and hit the front wheel.
Sounds good.
So Nick, this is a chrome wheel.
It has a different appearance to it.
Yeah.
It's a different substrate.
Right. And I'm going to be very methodical, going around every section of the wheel, making sure that I'm getting the coating everywhere. And in there properly.
What would folks who may have applied a ceramic coating to their paint before, what do you think they should know about the experience of applying the wheel coating? Obviously it's metal, right? So we're applying it to chrome, polished aluminum, but this is not like applying a ceramic coating to a clear coated wheel, right? This is different.
No. Yeah, and this isn't a wheel coating per se. It's just today we're putting it on wheels, but it is for metal. And you want to spread the coating relatively thin. You want to make sure you're getting it absolutely everywhere, especially on the polished aluminum. If you miss a spot, you're going to find out about it rather soon.
Yep.
Because that aluminum keeps oxidizing, and where you have the coating, it's going to oxidize much slower. So I've gone around the wheel. I've made sure I've got it everywhere. I'm just going to do one little pass around the lip in one continuous motion. That way I'm sure I've gotten it all. We have the center done. Everything is good here. Again, about a 5 to 8 minute flash time or cure time. So we have a lot of working time with this. And unlike a regular ceramic coating on paint, you won't necessarily see that oil slick on water look. So you're gonna see a bit of it once we get close to it being fully cured.
Ivan, you're doing an admirable job. Thanks for the demo. So there's a big trend in the industry where I feel like people are taking paint guns and applying coatings to wheels. Should they do that with our metal coating?
They shouldn't do it with our metal coating, and they shouldn't do it with any coating. Ceramic coatings have a lot of compounds in them that make them very dangerous. So we're wearing gloves, and we're getting the coating on the gloves. That's it. We're not spreading it on our arms. We're not spreading it on our face, my case, my head. But if you're spraying, that overspray is not only getting in the air, sure they're wearing a mask, but it's getting on their skin. And your skin transmits as much stuff into your body as your lungs do. So no, do not spray a coating, please. And it's easy to apply. Yes, there's some wheels that are a little more complicated than this. You just have to be methodical about it and go one piece at a time.
What if somebody thinks they have chrome rims and they apply this and it's actually clear coated metal?
It's not going to damage anything, but this coating is designed specifically to bond to metal. So yes, it is going to protect it. Not a big deal. So no harm, no foul in that. The other aspect of it, if you're putting a regular paint coating on the bare metal, that's not going to do well.
It's not going to do well.
It's not going to flake off, it's not going to do anything like that, but it's not going to protect as well as the metal coating. You notice how long of a flash time this has. A regular ceramic coating is between 30 seconds and 5 minutes. And normally, 2 to 3 minutes depending on your humidity. A metal coating is very different in the solvent carriers that it has. They evaporate slowly to allow the ceramic to really penetrate into the substrate, into the metal.
And this is actually sealing the metal.
Right, so it's sealing, this is chrome, and then the rear wheel on this drag car is polished aluminum. And we started with that wheel, it's been about 5 minutes, let's roll our way back. So we'll do a little test here, and it's good. And you'll feel the slickness almost immediately.
So there's a discernible feel, because I think for people out there, it's good to know what signals they can look for or feel for to know they've done it right.
Yeah, so the first time I tried wiping it, it felt super slick and still wet. Now it feels a little grabby, and that's what we're after. We have a bit of a grabby feeling, and then once I've wiped it, it goes back to smooth.
Okay.
So we'll take our towel, and I'll go around the edge here first. Like I said, it starts off feeling a little grabby, and then when it goes to slick, I know my job is done.
Folks might wonder, is this going to beat up water like a traditional paint coating?
Yes, definitely. That's the goal, and especially on polished aluminum, we want to slow that oxidation as much as possible. And that's what this is going to be doing. Now on your chrome wheels, it's going to keep them glossy. It's going to keep the brake dust from adhering as badly on the wheel. And just like any other ceramic coating we put on paint, give you that beading and that gloss and that slickness that we like. Now that I've done the first round with the pearl weave towel, I'm going to go back around with another towel just to make sure I don't have any high spots. And on these wheels, or any substrate like this, it's actually very difficult to see a high spot. Just like on a silver car, very difficult to see a high spot. So.
Or a white car.
Yeah.
Not the color of the wheels, obviously.
Exactly.
That's why you said silver. I gotcha.
So now we have a protected wheel. It has a ceramic coating on it. You want to wait at least an hour before driving the vehicle. And from there, we're good.
I feel like that's a pretty good primer, Yvan. I would encourage people to ask questions in the comments below. We want to answer those questions. Help us help you.
Exactly. So if you have any questions, leave them below. We're always happy to answer. And you might want to watch this video about another coating.